Hey everyone, welcome back to Body Bags. We're at another random week, so this week I'm going with a documentary that I just watched the other day on Netflix. It's called The Devil on Trial. Uh, this is an interesting documentary. Essentially, it's the true story of the events of the third Conjuring movie. So the whole you know, like got possessed by the devil, killed somebody, went on trial. You know, what makes this interesting is it's all told sort of from like a first-hand perspective. Essentially there's like these three brothers, and there's the guy that actually killed somebody, and it's their story. It's a real story. So you get a good chunk of it from the youngest brother, who's the one who was possessed apparently, and like the middle brother, and their stories line up perfect. So does the guy that killed somebody. His story lines up with theirs also. Then you get to the older brother, and his story is very different. He essentially he's saying everything was a fraud. He's saying that his mother was like poisoning the family, like giving them poison in their food and everything to make them really weirded out and stuff, giving them hallucinations and everything. He said like Ed and Lorraine Warren were like money grubbers who were, like stealing all the book money rights and everything, and like essentially everything was fake. It's an interesting documentary because, we've heard people say before that the Warrens were fakes, but you've heard them say a lot that they're not. So my like thought has always been, you know what? Are the Warrens money grubbers? Yes. It's well proven. But does that make what they're saying not true? Just because they're money grubbers, does it make them frauds in their field? Not necessarily. It's a bit of a strange thing. It falls on it, as like which do you believe? And I'm kind of right in the middle there. I believe in supernatural things. I've seen shit that I can't explain in my life. I have seen ghosts. I didn't like it. It wasn't a pleasant experience. So I believe that side exists. I also believe, like, you know what? People can be dicks. And people can be money grubbers, and people can be opportunistic. So I know that side exists as well. So the question comes down to, like, which do you really believe in? Listening to the kid who was supposed, like, say kid, he's like 35 now or whatever, listening to him talk, there was definite trauma for him. So let me put it this way: if this was faked, it was faked to such a degree that he has issues now, like 30, 40 odd years later. That doesn't seem like a very effective way to run a scam. If it's doing that much damage to the person, to one of the people running the scam, it's not a good one. Just saying. So, the entire documentary itself, focuses mainly on this, the story of like how it all led to this, how it led to this murder and everything. But then, the older brother comes in with his story, and I don't know, you look at it like, could that be someone telling the truth? Yeah. Could it be someone who's, got a bit of a chip on his shoulder against his family and taking out on him, you kind of get that feeling as well. So it's a very strange scenario. Let's just say that. I can't talk about effects or anything because it's a documentary. There's no effects. It's literally like an hour and a half of floating talking heads. And what makes it neat, though, is the fact, I was never once bored. And honestly, that is the mark of a good documentary. When you can sit there and say, you know what? It's been an hour and a half. I don't feel like it, like I've been sat here this long watching this. So, there's that. So for a rating, how do you rate documentaries? I gotta give this like a 7.5 out of 10. It's solid. It's if you want like a documentary about like a haunted type situation, and if you're a fan of the Conjuring movies, you know, you've probably watched the ones on the earlier movies or whatever. Watch this one as well. It's it's a good little documentary, honestly. So yeah, that's it for me. See you next time.